Hello, everybody. We'll be talking about how to do quick mental multiplication today. We'll start with something a little bit easy, and then as we go along, we can probably try to do more advanced one. But let's just go ahead and use the following as like kind of like a stepping stone or like a platform. Okay. So let's say that I have two numbers and I want to multiply them. Just for the sake of argument, let's go ahead and make them like two digits then. So for example, maybe we'll have 32 multiplied by 41, and I want to multiply like this. Now, the traditional way of doing this would be the following. You would go ahead and multiply 2 by 1 to get the 2 right here, and then the 1 by 3 right here to get a 3 right here. Then we're going to skip a space, and then we'll do the 4 times 2 to get an 8 over here, and then the 3 times 4 to get a 12 over here, and then we add them all up, and then we'll get our answer then. So that's going to be 13, what is it, 13, 12, I think that's the answer. Hopefully I get this one correctly. So I want to go ahead and try to go a little bit faster if possible. So let's see if we can let's see if I can show you how this works. So here's a quicker trick then. So let's take the same thing, 32 times 41, and I'm actually going to write this a little bit bigger so you can kind of like see the visual part of it. So 32, okay, multiplied by 41. So first I'm going to still do the same thing, right? I'm going to say what's 2 times 1, and most of you guys will say 2. Hopefully all of you guys will say 2. Then I'm going to say what's 3 times 1, and then 4 times 2. So I'm going to kind of like cross multiply these two together. Okay, repeat it one more time. 3 times 1 multiply, and then we have 4 times 2. So that's 3 times 1, and then we have 4 times 2. And I'm going to add those two numbers together. So that is going to be equal to, looks like it's 3 plus 8, which is 11. So I'm going to put the 1 down here, and I'm going to carry the 1 over to the next part. Final thing is I'm going to go ahead and do 3 times 4, and then that's going to be 12. Add it with the 1 that I just had from the earlier, so it's going to be 13, 12. Now, it didn't look like it's going to be that quick because, well, I had to kind of show you the steps. But let's see if we can do this a little bit faster so you can appreciate it a little bit more. So let's say this time we have 53 multiplied by, let's see, 60, I don't know, 65, okay? Just to make the numbers a little bit bigger. Okay, so here we go. First step, 3 times 5, so that's the first place, right? So that's going to be 15, so I'm going to put the 5 right there. The 1 carries over. Now the next part, do this mentally. 5 times 5 plus 6 times 3. 5 times 5 plus 6 times 3. So 5 times 5 is 25. And then plus 6 times 3, that's 18. So that's going to be 43 plus the 1. So that's going to be 44. So carry the 4 over. Finally, 5 times 6. So that's equal to 30. And then add the 4. So that's going to be 34 then. Okay, so you can check your calculator to see if that's correct then. So just in short, just to kind of show you the steps one more time. So what I did was I took, let's say the numbers here, let me just write like big. So let's say it's like 12 multiplied by 34. So I am going to take the first, the ones, the numbers, and then multiply them together. That will give me the 8. Then afterwards, I'm going to take the 1 and the 4 and the 3 and the 2, multiply those respectively and add them together. So 1 times 4 is 4, 3 times 2 is 6, so then add the 2 together, 4 plus 6, that's equal to 10. So I'm going to write down the 0, 1 gets carried over because it's 10. And then finally, for the last part, 1 times 3, so that's going to be equal to 3 plus the 1, that's going to be equal to 4. So there we go. So see if you can try it yourself. See if you can do all of this mentally without having to write this down. Because if you kind of compare this now back to the way that we used to do it normally, traditionally, it's definitely a lot faster and it's a lot less work. So for example, let's go ahead and try one more just to show, and then you can try some on your own. So let's say 72 multiplied by 95, okay? So let's see if I can do this all in one swoop. So 2 times 5, that's equal to 0, so 1 right there. So 35 plus 18, 35 plus 18, that's 45, and then so 50, oh man, lost track already. 35 plus 18, so it's 53, I think. So it's going to be 4 right here, so 5 carries over. And then 7 times 9 right here, so that's going to be 63 plus the 5, so that's going to be 68. So the more you do this, just like anything else with exercise, the faster it'll become. So hopefully this is something that you can use in the future then. All right. So go ahead and give it a shot, and I'll see you next time.